Welcome to a very special episode of the Easy Sleepers podcast. It's special because we got all four of the boys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Big energy after lunch.
Yeah, so
lunch.
we have Mike and Alex here and David.
Hello.
And Alex, I think there was something
Hello.
you wanted to say to Mike, right?
No, Doug is pushing a very strange agenda that he has.
Doug's
And-
what we call an outside agitator.
Yeah.
Adversarial.
Okay, I guess they don't want to fight.
We squashed the beef over lunch.
What was the beef?
You didn't eat with us.
There
What
was
was the
never
beef
any
about?
beef.
He got shredded beef, and
Oh, yeah, that beef.
Squash.
I got,
It was great.
I got chicken, actually,
Okay.
Sonora Town, Chimichanga.
with a V. Beef squashed. Okay, next.
No, what Doug's talking about is he keeps talking about pitting our two studios against each other. If you're a listener of the podcast, you may have heard him mention nonsense slander such as
This is the better edge.
Sharper
Yeah.
edge.
Well, let me just say this. Okay, as a band, there's two places that we record and rehearse. There's what has been referred to, not by me, but by other people, is the bad edge. Okay, that's
The
where
dull
we are
edge.
sitting right now in L.A. And then there's the good edge, which is in Canoga Park. And I'm not gonna divulge who said what, but I think it's time. You guys claim that you've squashed the beef, but I don't know. I wasn't
Yeah.
there, so.
Again, Doug's making all of this up, and the reason he's doing that is the real good question. That's what I want to dig into with
How
this
is-
topic. Why he's obviously trying to drive conflict, but
How is
why
he
is it-
profiting off of it?
why is it within him that he just naturally wants to do that?
I've had years of therapy from being an orphan, and so I know how to deal
Stolen
with
valor.
I know how to deal with conflict, and so I see this conflict brewing in the band, and I love you guys. I love you so much, and I don't want to lose that.
Wow.
Okay,
That's boring. You're boring everybody.
so shake hands, whatever you got to do. Let's squash it. Okay.
Well, I mean, Doug, that's all you had to say in the first place is that
There you go.
you're just being a huge baby, and
We can deal with that.
yeah, that's fine, dude.
Just be
Love is the
transparent.
answer.
Okay, it's comments like that are going to force me to have to spend the next 5 years in therapy again. So
We'll check in after that.
if
okay?
that's how you want to have it, that's fine.
Dude, I think more therapy wouldn't be bad.
Okay,
we don't
beef,
have
beef squashed.
Beef squashed.
Beef squashed. Okay,
Cool.
How was Santa Fe?
it was beautiful. I went with a good friend of mine. We did some hiking. We went to a restaurant called La Boca. It's tapas, which I didn't realize this. It's food, but it's smaller.
Yeah, it's kind of a cop out.
Yeah, it feels like a ripoff, personally.
Yeah.
But you
yeah,
get more variety, right?
That's true. Yes,
But you have to get so many things that it ends up costing more than I feel like it's advertised as that, but it ends up being
Yeah, it's a
a
scam.
lot. It is a scam.
Having
scam.
now been to both Mexico and New Mexico, do you have any real strong opinions either way on, whether we should have done the whole new thing at this point?
I think both of them suck. We should give them both back.
Fair enough. Heard it here first. Cool.
Why do they suck?
I don't know. That's all I got.
Oh, all right. Okay. You just that was just your tendency again to drive conflict.
Right, just to be negative.
Yeah.
That's
Which
the-
again, I'm working on that in therapy.
That's Mr. Hyde coming out
Yes.
Well-
of our good doctor over
But
here.
yes, I went to Santa Fe to visit a friend, and now we're back, and we're getting ready to release more music. We actually have released more music. We're going to release more music. So why don't we just talk a little bit about what we have coming up next?
Yeah.
Sure. Our next single is out May 24th. Depending on when you're hearing this, may already be out, or you may be able to pre-save it if you're so inclined. It's called Shock Nerve. It's our third single off of our forthcoming album. and so pretty excited to have that out in the world.
Explain to the folks at home what that song means to you.
So I'll keep it brief, but there is a interview on Google-owned YouTube.com, and it's between Henry Rollins and Patton Oswalt from the Henry Rollins Show. I believe it was 2006, maybe 2002. Check out that interview. It inspired a lot of the lyrics to the song, and then instrumentally came together in the room with the band.
Yeah, tell people what you say, because we've been playing this this song at shows for a long time, and you've kind of developed like you say you do it differently every time, but you have kind of like a spiel about it beforehand. It's like a fun one for you to introduce.
Hell yeah. Yeah, a lot of, people, they introduce a song, they're like, this is about, a really tough time in my life when I went through the fire and the flames and transformed myself, and now I'm forged in the iron. That's, a lot of what song intros are. This song intro is, I just referenced that it was inspired by a conversation between Henry Rollins and the actor that played Ratatouille in the movie Ratatouille. And it gets a nice half smile from most of the crowd just because we're kind of like a rockier band, and no one's expecting a Ratatouille reference at any point.
Yeah, it gets like silent curiosity.
That's a song about French rats, right?
That's what the movie's about.
Oh, the movie, yes.
Food.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Silent Curiosity coming soon, so check out Shock Nerve when it drops. We also have some shows coming up in beautiful Arizona around that time of the release. We're playing Flagstaff and we're playing Phoenix on the 23rd and 24th. So get your tickets by DMing easy_sleeper and come out to the show.
We love Flagstaff. I'm excited to go back to Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Well, both, obviously, but Flagstaff we don't go to as much. And
it's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful place up on a mountain. Haven't been there in the summer.
We've only been one time, I think.
There's great hiking, like 10 minutes outside of the downtown. You can a lot of cities have a nice park, like LA has Griffith Observatory and stuff like that. But this is quite literally 10 minutes from the downtown. It feels like it's very remote and beautiful. So
nice town.
Good contrast. Nice people as well.
I heard there's like a lot of buried treasure there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the pieces of lore.
Yeah, we might go
The Vikings were there.
scavenging.
Dude, I don't even know who it was. I think it was
Okay.
just a bunch of, townspeople.
Johnny Depp.
Just like it's like a cultural thing they do
A
there.
bunch of cool, really
Okay.
good-looking guys.
Yeah.
If you know where the buried treasure is, it will pay for our gas on tour.
So let's talk about what is party rock.
Yeah.
Anthem
what's party
or-
rock?
Oh, that's a good topic.
And how does Shock Nerve relate to party rock?
So why are you bringing this up? What is party rock?
In the house tonight.
So we played a show in Vegas once, and someone was kind enough to review it. They did like a YouTube video review, and they said something about us, which was kind but just really funny copy to us. And I think Mike remembers it the best. If you want to,
Yeah, he said these guys were hell-bent on everyone having a good time, and they weren't taking no for an answer.
With their party rock sound.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, party rock sound was somewhere in there, and that thing just stuck with us for some
I think
reason.
it was just because we had energy on stage.
Mind you, this show is at a VFW in Henderson, Nevada. So
Yeah. You're working uphill
yeah.
when, that energy.
Yeah,
You don't need much energy to be.
described us
Party
as
rock.
party rock, and it was not a reference to the song.
LMFAO.
Yeah.
We're not trying to steal your swag.
It's like a subgenre none of us have heard of.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah, and we hate the troops, so it's weird.
And
It's a
we're
play
cutting
on
that
the
out
good.
of the pod. And remember,
Yeah, let's cut out the fun.
Doug, edit right here.
What
The pod.
I mean, what even did that have to do with anything, though?
Because we played
It's a
the
VFW.
Oh, okay. All right.
Doug, weren't you the
Loose-
only one that
loose.
went into the area that was only allowed for veterans to use their ATM? There's like
Yeah,
a
so
separate
Stolen
bar.
Valor.
Yeah, so as soon as
ATM.
we walked in, they said, you can only go in this area. You can't go in this area. And, obviously,
Already offensive.
yeah, I don't like that. That's wrong. But also, it piqued my interest. So I went into the area where we weren't supposed to go into.
The
Members
war
only.
room, as they call it.
Yeah, and it was like, if you've ever seen a movie about Vietnam where like all the old the veterans are in like an Elks Club. It's just like you can't see anything. It's just all cigarette smoke.
Silhouettes.
Yes, and they're all very nice. But it was weird because as soon as I walked in, everyone turned around and looked at me, and I was just there to use the ATM. So I got out of there real quick, but it was an experience.
I don't think we need to cut anything out, Doug. I think all the veterans are mature enough they've seen enough to understand that you're just some guy with orphan trauma.
Yes, yeah.
Listen to earlier in the pod to hear about that.
Good
Yeah.
call
It'll be
back.
fine.
If it wasn't because of that, I wouldn't say things like that. But yeah, I support the wars and the troops, so it's cool.
Speaking of fallen comrades, wondering if we could take like a bit of a moment of silence for a big box retail music store that is no longer with us. And no, it's not failing Guitar Center, but they've had their troubles. But as of May 2024, Sam Ash, our brother in arms, will no longer be selling or peddling any guitar or guitar adjacent gear. So I just wanted to see, are you guys doing okay, or how are people taking the news?
Personally, I have not had a very good time in those stores, and I'm not too upset about it. This is the first I've heard about that.
Wow.
My loyalty lies 100% with Guitar Center. It always did. I don't like Sam Ash. Don't care that
Why?
it died.
Why do you like Guitar Center more?
I can go in there and just bang on the drums for straight up an hour, and no one will tell me to shut up. And I can, just thoroughly destroy my own hearing in a Guitar Center if that's what I choose to do. Yeah.
How are they different? I don't think I've ever been into Sam Ash. I've only been to Guitar
It's
Center.
more cramped in Sam Ash.
Smaller.
They're smaller.
It's smaller. The
Yeah.
ceilings are not as high.
Yeah.
There was two
Family-oriented.
stories at the one in Hollywood. I had a friend who worked there. Interesting tidbit. He also worked with me at my job, and he had two jobs, and he came in one day with his hand all busted up. He worked at the Sam Ash in
Sam
Hollywood.
Smash.
I was like, "What happened, dude?" It was all like black and blue, and he was like, "Oh man, just a bad day at work." And I was like, "You work at Sam Ash? Like, what happened?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I got totally screwed over, and like our commission caps, blah blah." And I was like, "So how did that end up? Like, how'd you hurt your fist?" And he was like, "Oh, when we get pissed off, like we take cardboard from the back room and go to the back parking lot and just like punch it into the ground."
Who's we?
Employees, because
It sounds
apparently
like a him
this is like
thing.
a
Sam
thing
Ash.
that happens.
Wow.
Like, he said it was not a great place to work, but he punched through a box that was completely empty and busted his hand on the concrete below.
And then who paid the medical bills? And that's why Sam Ash is closing.
I have the number for a good therapist.
He did
you
not
should
speak
use.
highly of them.
Does Sam Ash hire straight out of the anger management clinic?
Right.
What is going on over
Apparently
there?
not,
Masculinity
because he
is
wouldn't
one
be
of
able
their
to
options.
control it if he graduated.
Damn.
No, he said their like commission situation was bad for the staff members. So I don't know. Having a friend that worked there and felt like he got really screwed over, that was part of why I don't like them.
Well, I wonder how they're feeling about the loss of Sam Ash today. Probably good riddance,
Maybe if they didn't have so much concrete on the ground, their employees would be a little bit safer.
In all seriousness, my mind immediately goes to, okay, what's happening with all their gear?
Of course, yeah.
Right,
Um,
right.
Oh,
Where's
you
the
know,
fire sale?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
let us know if you hear about
any good looting happening.
Reach
us
out
up.
if you work at corporate and you still have the keys to any of the locations. Loss prevention, we're happy to help.
I remember in all those music stores, there's always like that board where people put like seeking guitarist or seeking drummer. But that never seems to work. Those things would always be on there for 3 years. I think a lot of times those music shops are they're thought of as ways where the music community comes together and meets. But I've never met anybody at a guitar center. They sort of feel inhuman to me.
It's not a
little bit.
third space.
You can't
Yeah.
scale it to that level and then build a sense of community.
Right,
Like,
it's
it
a
just
wa-
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's a Walmart version of a music store.
You got to go to the local spots.
Yeah.
I feel like restaurants.
Yeah, that's the stuff I like. And those, I think some of those still exist.
There's a spot by my house I can walk to, and they have like lessons, and it's a shop, but they also have a little stage in the back, and they do small shows and networking events and stuff. And I pulled up one time, and it's just all music people, and like they were hanging out, and people were performing and stuff, and I was like,
Used to
that's
be
what a
Sam
music
Ash.
shop should be. Yeah,
I think that's where musicians go to hang out if they go
yeah,
anywhere.
totally. No one's going to Guitar Center after hours.
Yeah.
I want to say, like,
They're cool places to go to. Like, they're fun to go to if you want to try stuff, but as far as community goes. Sorry, Alex.
support your local, like, family-owned guitar place, But
Right,
then
just
that
not
one
that-
time we went into that place in
that
San
one.
Oh, yeah.
Diego.
There's one exception.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, we got told.
Yeah, we went straight back to the Guitar Center after that.
Yeah.
I went in asking for one compressor pedal, and I was told to scrap my entire pedal board and buy everything new.
Yeah.
Used
So-
car dealership energy.
Yeah,
Big
he-
time.
Have you ever
yeah.
considered playing the bass?
Yeah. He looked at your board and said, "This is shit."
Hey guys,
this
he was
out
he was a gun for hire, so we got to take his recommendations seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a risk you run with going into those places because those people can be snobs too. You know?
Yeah, they don't have upper management breathing down their necks. Like they kind of keep the Guitar Center guys in check.
Right.
They get cocky there.
Yeah. So in summation, R.I.P. Sam Ash.
Yep.
R.I.P.
Eulogy.
And if you know where the gear's going, give us a call.
Okay, so some local news in the state of California. A CEO, formerly of Goldman Sachs, and a team of venture capitalists are planning to try and build a new city out in the Bay Area between Sacramento and San Francisco. It is on the ballot for November, and they have promised a ton of jobs, affordable housing, and community-oriented activities out in Solano County.
So you're saying vote for it, right?
So
Can I just say, Goldman Sachs, love that bank.
Yeah, great bank.
Yeah,
Great.
not-
they always
not a
have my
sponsor.
money.
Love that
It's
band.
great. Yeah, sorry, David.
So they've bought, this one gentleman has bought $900 million worth of land out between San Francisco and Sacramento, and they have got it on the ballot to try and turn it into an incorporated city and community. And as an indie rock band, our only thought, or my thought has been, why didn't we think of this first with the $900 million we have envisioned for an indie rock utopian city?
We got that money for the paycheck protection plan, but we don't know how to spend it. So we were thinking something like this, maybe.
See, this is exactly where we need a musicians union, because what we could do if we were, if we were collectivized, then we could actually withhold our votes for some leverage and have a movement where we could say, for example, we'll vote yes for your weird city if you, have a concert every day, every night,
Right.
and you hire a California-based band or bill of bands and you pay them $10,000 each, then you can have your tech utopia.
Exactly. Yeah, the California Forever. I mean, there should be guarantees for artists going between San Francisco and Sacramento to perform there for sure. We should lobby for that, I think. What do you think a city built by the design of musicians and indie rockers would incorporate?
I think every house would be a home or would be a recording studio or rehearsal space.
Okay.
And then everyone goes to like a big building with little cubed things in hallways to sleep at night.
Sounds like a Google
You
campus.
just flip around the normal setup.
Okay.
Apartment living, and then you go out to your studio for the day.
Yeah, and in every building there'd be like half-empty tall boys of Budweiser. There'd be ashtrays full of wet cigarettes everywhere, that sort of thing.
Sam Ash is still around.
Sam Ash is still around, living in a perfect universe.
A gear commissary where you can sign stuff out, but you don't have to sign it back in.
There's
you
a
know.
government utility that fixes gear, and that's part of your taxes. Are like when anything breaks, you go get it fixed.
Yeah, and there's thousands of sound engineers that are there to ignore you.
The
Yes.
richest guy in town is the guy who makes the isolation panels.
Yeah, that's
Is anyone just
Everyone's
allowed to
bad at their
move
job.
to this city? Like,
No, you have
Yeah.
to.
so they're gonna create this city, and then just people can move there and
so there's a
they
lot
get a
of
job. Or?
there's guarantees. They're saying that we guarantee that a house will cost a median amount of $400,000, aka affordable, and we're going to prioritize a certain percentage for teachers and people. They guarantee that they're going to create 15,000 new jobs. But I don't know, like, isn't the VC thing where it's like only one idea out of 1,000 happens? You know, like, so I don't know how firm like the guarantees are. I think we'll have to get a legal expert on the pod. But theoretically, they want people to move there to start a more utopian life. But I wanted to share the reason that they came up with this idea was they were tired of all the bureaucracy. They said that why does it take 2 years to build a small apartment building in San Francisco? In our new California Forever plan, this will only take 60 days. So I'm wondering, like, have you had any kind of challenges similar to this challenge of bureaucracy in music? Like, why does it take so long to get a song out on the distributors or something that is equitable that would make you want to start your own utopian?
Yeah, I mean, I want to do a show at the Pump Track, and you have to get it approved by the city or else it'll get shut down. We were just going to play there the other week, and then the organizer heard that they would get shut down if they had music. So
This is the Inglewood Pump Track for
Yeah.
longboarding, mountain
I love it.
biking.
love that place. I just it's basically a skate park. It's a different type of skate park. Look up a picture. It's cool. And anyway, yeah, in my utopia, you would just pull up and they would have amps there that you would just plug in.
People
Right.
just start throwing money at you.
Yeah, doing flips over you as you play.
60-day permit to build a new pump track. Nice. California Forever.
I don't know if it passes. Maybe we see if we can play the grand opening show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly where what I'm thinking is like, okay, so it's these tech billionaires who want this thing. Okay, it's going to get done. So how can we, get in early and try to, use some of that leverage for ourselves?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that momentum.
Yeah.
We need some guarantees. If you're listening out there booking,
Yeah.
we're interested in guarantees.
Yeah, who out there is trying to open the first venue in this new city?
Yeah, I'll
Make-
take
Please
their money.
make it have parking in a easy load-in area and no stairs.
Oh, yeah. If you were designing a venue from scratch, probably you would not want asbestos, I would say. That's something you would not want to build into the framework. Not huge stairs. I would agree with that. Not a smelly backstage.
Yeah.
But we'll take any backstage at this point in our career.
Imagine though, like building a new city today. Like what kind of? I mean, forget all the tech utopia stuff. Just like there's gonna be a new city built. Like, what do you hope it has, or is it does differently than current
Transit.
cities?
Transit, some like safe,
Walkable.
accessible system of like either platforms or trolleys or like things that you can get around without getting in your car,
Right.
and like human error being such a problem. I feel like that
Yeah.
they're starting from scratch without anything in the way. We should avoid the whole road system like situation we've been in.
Yeah,
A
and
lot of people dying and
Yeah.
it's just not
safety.
efficient.
Right,
Like, we
more-
need more efficient.
definitely
transit.
more walkable transit, that sort of stuff. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Nature built in more
Green
frequently.
spaces.
Yeah, green
Yeah.
spaces.
Well, I mean, they've been doing a massive addition to the metro in LA. Everyone's been saying this for years now. It's to get ready for the Olympics,
Yeah.
2028. And I mean, do you guys think that's gonna change LA?
No.
Why not?
I mean, like people don't really seem to use the train here like they do in other cities.
I think it's because it's so bad. But
Yeah,
I don't think
like building one line, I don't really think is going to do anything. I don't think people. I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of people are like afraid of it. Whether that's justified or not.
Yeah, there's been some violence.
They're afraid of going into the subway, and also like this is a city that was built around cars, and so I don't think that people would.
They are going to be extending, like the yellow line extension, or the Torrance extension is going to happen, but right now it needs to happen in the right way. So like Metro's given a couple of options, and some of them are like supported by the community and some of them are not. So the Hawthorne extension that Metro's proposed is something that the community has said it wants, and Metro is going to be hearing about a different option on May 23rd. So this is just from the South Bay. But it's going to happen, and it's kind of like slapdash, and again, like they want it done by the Olympics, but got to make sure that it's done in the right way, because this town was not built for like this kind of transit. Like you can't just put a metro rail that no one uses through a neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's not going to be safe. You know?
I definitely don't think it's going to drastically change anything, but this line that they've been putting in on Wilshire that goes all the way from basically the east side, goes from downtown all the way to Westwood along Wilshire, could reduce a good amount of traffic.
That's like the worst commute.
That's not a fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly
sucks.
going east and west on Olympic, Wilshire, and Beverly, and that's going to drastically reduce a lot of that. If people actually use it, I mean, that's the thing. But everyone says they want that, It's like we just said, new city. What would you have?
Yep.
Walkable option, but then no one's going to use this thing. I don't know.
I think if it's good, people will use it, but
Yeah.
we just don't have it yet, and I feel like it's hard to make enough progress quick enough to satisfy people.
For
like
sure.
things change. I don't know.
You don't want to rush something.
Everything moves so slow here,
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, there's so much tax money that the city has and everything.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Imagine if I could get on a train with my guitar and drive through the mountain and pop out here.
That would be sick.
How cool that would be
That'd
to
be
just
great.
take a train to like a venue or something, like not have to get in your car.
I mean, New York has a ton of those
Drink
options.
as many beers as you want.
Like people commute, from all over into the city, New York.
Mm-hmm.
I have family who take the train from Jersey, or people take the ferry, from islands and whatever, all the time. They're just not. Everyone's driving in LA. There's no option.
Right. A lot of people who live in Manhattan don't have cars, and
It's more vertical though. It's different.
Yeah. And Chicago, I think, is similar. Like, a lot of people just rely on the train there, which I don't think people do here, sadly. But
Yeah,
I
LA
think
is such a composite.
People
of
would
cities.
if they could. We also can't go underground like other cities with the earthquake
Yeah.
mountain
Yeah.
situation. It's not as easy. But
what if every time you went on the train you received a free hot dog?
That's appealing.
Do you think you would go on the subway more?
That's appealing.
is it worth the risk?
100% beef, or
Well, it's like, when you go to like a Laker game or a Dodgers game and like they have those women standing outside with the bacon wrapped hot
And,
dog.
Oh,
It'd be
so
one
a
of
good
those.
one.
Yeah. I would definitely
Yeah,
use the subway more.
I'll see you there. I'm on the train.
sounds like you want a hot dog.
Yeah, sounds like you're hungry.
All right. With that successful policy proposal that we have, we're going to say goodbye. So this has been the Easy Sleepers podcast.
Check out Shock Nerve when it drops.
Hell yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Party rock! You got him in? What?